Amaka spiked Obina's drinks with some drowsy pills and introduced him to her friend named Oma. By morning, Obina found himself naked in bed with Oma. In the bustling city of Enugu, Chika lived a comfortable average life, working as an accountant in an advertising firm. Growing up in a poor household, she learned early on the value of hard work and determination. She is intelligent, quick-witted, and had dreams that extended far beyond her circumstances. It was this spirit that landed her a role in a good company where she's making just enough to take care of herself and still send some money back home. She eventually caught the attention of Obina, a wealthy and kind-hearted man from a prominent family. Obina had everything a man could desire: wealth, status, and a promising future. But he was drawn to Chika's warmth and tenacity. Their love blossomed, and despite the stark difference in their social status, they married in a ceremony filled with joy and hope. Obina loved Chika deeply, and he treated her with respect and affection, often telling her how fortunate he felt to have her by his side. However, the bliss of their marriage was soon clouded by the discontent of Obina's family, particularly his sister Amaka. Obina is the breadwinner of his family. His mother and sister depended on him for their well-being. His sister Amaka is a divorcee and unemployed. She moved back into the house Obina rented for their mother after her marriage failed. Their mother, Mrs. Chinwe, is a retired primary school teacher and spends most of her recent times attending women's meetings with her peers, where she could brag about her son's success. Amaka never liked Chika from the first day Obina brought her home as the girl he wants to marry. Chika is beautiful, and from the little conversations they had on her first visit to their house, it was obvious she's also very smart. Amaka also observed keenly as Obina, her brother, treated Chika with so much care and love, and that triggered something in Amaka, as she felt that a very smart woman, whom her brother is very much in love with, might start controlling their brother, and hence, the money they get from him might cease, and she does not want to look for any job anytime soon. Amaka's unnecessary dislike for Chika grew into a fervent hatred, and she began plotting to undermine Chika's place in Obina's life. At first, Chika remained unaware of Amaka's schemes. She focused on supporting Obina in his business, using her sharp intellect and resourcefulness to help him navigate challenges. Together, they worked tirelessly, and their joint efforts soon turned the family business into a thriving enterprise. But this success did not sit well with Amaka. To her, Chika was scheming to get her hands and legs all over her brother's business so that she could take it all away, leaving them with nothing. And that infuriated her. Determined to drive a wedge between them, Amaka began spreading whispers amongst their family members, casting doubt on Chika's loyalty and intentions. She subtly suggested that Chika was only after Obina's money, and she was not fit to be a part of their family. Their mother got worried about this after Amaka's incessant complaints and called Obina home to have a meeting. "Don't you think you are giving your wife too much access to your money?" Amaka queried her brother during the meeting. "She is deceiving you and unmasking all the secrets you have. One day she will elope with all you have worked for. she continued. Obina was confused. He didn't understand why his family is saying such things to him all of a sudden. This your wife that is yet to give you a child, and she's already neck deep into your wealth. Are you sure she is not purposely killing the babies in her womb so that she can run away with your money with no baggage? His mother said distastefully. At this point, Obina got angry. He got up and walked out of the meeting to avoid saying things he will regret. How can they say such horrible things about my wife? He wondered to himself as he drove back home. He embraced his wife tightly when he got home. He trusts his wife and cares so much about her. And so he was determined to protect her and their little family. Yet, Amaka's machinations did not stop there. She visited Obina's home one afternoon when she was sure that Chika would be home alone. Chika was excited to see her and gave her a warm welcome. But Amaka unleashed on Chika, calling her names, screaming at her to leave her brother alone. You are pretending to be innocent, but I know your type. Leave my brother alone, you witch. Chika was dumbfounded. She quickly ran to her room and locked herself in to avoid further confrontations. When Obina got back home, he was furious when he heard what his sister did. He called his family on the phone and told them he was cutting ties with them since they wouldn't allow his wife to have peace. You better go look for a job, Amaka, because I am done fending for a full-blown adult like you, Obina yelled on the phone as he hung up on his family. Chika begged her husband to not turn his back on his family because all the blames would be on her. But Obina insisted that he wants to teach them a lesson so that they won't mess with her again. 2 months passed and Obina completely ignored his family. He wasn't picking up their calls. He wasn't letting them into his house, and he didn't send them any money. Amaka and their mother realized Obina wasn't joking around, and so they decided to ask for his forgiveness. Obina was delighted when his mother called him to apologize, and he told them he had forgiven them. Amaka quickly suggested a get-together party to celebrate their reunion, and Obina agreed without giving it much thought. Unknown to him, Amaka had other hideous plans. The fateful night, during a lavish get-together party, Amaka orchestrated a situation that would change everything. She knew Obina enjoyed his drinks, and so she spiked his drinks with some drowsy pills. And after encouraging him to indulge, she introduced him to her friend named Oma, a striking woman known for her charm. With Amaka's subtle nudges, Obina drank till he got wasted and vulnerable. He found himself naked in bed with Oma the next morning. He was so ashamed of himself that he ran back home without uttering a word to anyone. 2 months later, Amaka's plans hatched fully. The planned consequence of that night was about to be revealed. Oma, nudged by Amaka, called Obina to reveal that she was pregnant. Shocked and bewildered, Obina found himself in an impossible situation. Amaka seized the opportunity to stoke the flames of doubt, insisting that since Chika had not produced any child in the marriage, that her brother should accept the child and reconsider his marriage. Chika, upon learning of the situation, was livid. Obina knelt before his wife and confessed that he didn't know how it happened. I have never done anything to intentionally harm you. I don't know how I got myself into this mess when I passed out after a few drinks, he cried. Chika believed her husband, but she was too heartbroken to think straight. And so she kept her distance from Obina to calm herself down. After giving it much thought, she resolved to fight for her marriage and her love for Obina. With unwavering determination, she confronted her husband. Obina, we have built our lives together for years now. This is a difficult time, and I desperately want to believe in us. Obina, torn between familial expectations and his commitment to Chika, was deeply moved by her strength. He refused to abandon his wife and stood by her side. I was too ashamed. I don't know how I got into this mess, but I'll fix it, Obina assured his wife. He decided to meet with Oma, who was clamoring to move into their home. Obina told Oma that he would take care of her until the child is born, and then a DNA test will be carried out. After which, if the baby is his, they can decide on how to co-parent. You will never move into my home. I don't know how you snuck yourself in my bed that night, but I'll take responsibility until I'm able to confirm the truth, Obina said firmly. Oma was shocked. Amaka had assured her that she will move in with Obina and they will eventually get married, and that is why she agreed to this scheme and even lied about being pregnant. She called Amaka afterwards to tell her all she discussed with Obina and his wife. Amaka at this point realized that her manipulations will backfire, but she was too greedy to give up. She assured Oma that the plan is still in motion and she shouldn't worry. As weeks passed, Chika and Obina continued to love each other, moving past the events that almost altered their future, one day at a time. Obina's family watched in disbelief as their plans began to unravel. Instead of succumbing to despair, Chika thrived and the marriage continued to flourish. After a month of pretense, with no money flowing in as she was promised, Oma visited Amaka to demand for 5 million naira, the amount she was promised to pull off the stunt in the first place. Amaka picked a fight with Oma, calling her a thief and raining abuses on her for not playing her part well enough to get Obina to leave his wife. Oma decided she was fed up. She called Obina and revealed the truth to spite Amaka. I am not pregnant for you, Obina. I never even slept with you. Your sister made me do this so that you will leave your wife and marry me, Oma blurted out to Obina and hung up the call. Obina was heartbroken by the revelation. What have I done to deserve this from you, my dear sister? He asked Amaka in disbelief. Their mother tried to deny knowledge of the incident, but Amaka ratted her out, stating that they were all in it together. Obina severed the ties he has with them temporarily until he has healed from the trauma. Do not come looking for me. Whenever I am ready, I'll visit you both. It could take a decade, but that's the price you two would pay for trying to ruin my life out of greed, Obina stated as he stormed out of his mother's house. Chika and Obina emerged from the turmoil stronger than ever. They learned the importance of communication, trust and loyalty, and their love flourished in the face of adversity. Amaka and their mother, Mrs. Chinwe, realizing the depth of their mistake, attempted to reconcile, but it took time for trust to rebuild. After a few months, Chika became pregnant with their first child. Obina was excited and gifted her a new car. They lived happily in peace and built their new little family together. This is the end of my story.